on the amazing abstract artist. His name is Mfalme Kenyatta. You're so tall. Give me a hug, though. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
But as an abstract artist, you have had an opportunity to do pieces all around Boston.
Yes.
And, well, first and foremost, are you originally from the Boston area?
Originally from New Jersey.
Okay, Jersey.
I actually lived in Boston longer than I lived in New Jersey, though.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, welcome. You're like a transplant. That's what we call you, a transplant.
I guess so.
Now, when you were younger, did you always have like a passion for art?
I didn't take it as serious. Like I could always do it. Like I would just do it in my free time. There were a lot of other things that I used to do. You know, like play basketball or just like I was into music, like playing instruments. I used to play the piano. So I just like would do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But one day, how I got into art really, I had this job and it was like they were underpaying me and they had me doing like most of the work. So I would bring like portfolio because like we were cleaning apartments and stuff like that for a lot of like wealthy people, and they always like when I would go I would see a lot of art, so I started bringing my portfolio and I would show them. And one day my supervisor was like, you know, it's like it seems like you don't want to be here, and she's like, you're talented with the art but it's not feeding you, and so you need to think about what you want to do. So that day I was doing my work. I was like, I'm not doing this no more. So the next day I just quit, and like a week later I just started getting like these art projects and just went from there. I just ran with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, well, just you kind of mentioning that. So if somebody wanted to contract you to do some artwork for them, they'd be able to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. So tell me a little bit more about what inspires your artwork.
The main thing is creativity. Like just being unique, because I feel like art is an expression of yourself, you know, so I feel like every artist is going to come up with something different. Like it's just like a reflection of your mind. You know, it's like going inside your mind and then like bringing it to the world. You know, if it's a canvas, if it's a mural. So that's kind of like how I approach it, just to be creative as possible.
Okay. Is there anything like, is there any story behind any of your art pieces that you'd want to share?
All of them. All of them have stories. Like I would say the one that's behind you, that's called Make America Think Again.
Make America Think Again.
So that basically has to do with just being original, having original thoughts. Because if you think about it, like when we grow up, a lot of times the things that we learn are things that have been around for a long time. So it's like a lot of times people don't develop their own philosophies or concepts.
Nothing new under the sun.
Exactly. So for me, it's like, I feel like if we just take the time to think, we would probably come up with a lot of new things that, you know, would be applicable to life. But it's just, we're so stuck in what we're used to or what we've been taught, you know, so it's just like really like unlearning things and finding your way, you know.
I love how you said that, unlearning things and finding your way.
Exactly.
That's so important. And kind of, we had a chance to talk on the phone, and one thing I was saying to you was you have to be both the artist and the businessman.
Exactly.
And I know that for artists of any kind, your entity, your essence is your talent. And so you don't really think of it in terms of, you know, oh, I need to charge this person, but it's more of a, maybe you're...
I'll think about that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I'll do.
Okay. Okay. And so being the business person and being the artist, has it been easy or difficult?
I mean, sometimes it's easy, sometimes things just flow, and then other times it's like, it's not as easy, but I mean, the main thing is just consistency. Because if you keep doing it and then you just become known for doing that, then that's how things, you know, start to flow more.
Right.
So I think it's just sticking with it, you know, because like, you know, they have this, they talk about artists all the time, they're like starving artists and all these things, but it's actually something that's very lucrative if you just, you know, stick with it, like things happen. You know,
How long does it take you to do one of your art pieces?
it all depends on the detail and the size too, because that plays a lot into it. But usually, a lot of paintings I'll spend like some a month, 2 months. Sometimes it takes 2 weeks. I would say at the least maybe 4 days. You know. So it just and it's a process because sometimes I'll start and I'll just stop, stand back, and look at it. Like that's something that I started to do before. I used to just go straight through, but now I take the time and just think about it a little bit. I realize
Nice.
that's a part of the process. Like as I'm making it, to think about it and look at it and see what I could add to it, see what might not. See what maybe I could take away from it. So it's just like it all depends. You know, every piece varies.
Wow. When you left the job and you said, I'm going to, really focus on my artwork, was it scary?
A little bit, but I just, had faith, I was like, this is going to work.
Yeah.
You know, and it's been working.
What's the largest piece that you've done in Boston?
Well, I did a mural at the library, the Grove Hall Library. It says art going down. And I don't know exactly how tall the wall was, but it was definitely like the highest that I've been. Like when I was on the ladder, I could see the whole neighborhood.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So over at the Grove Hall Library, is it the piece that's outside?
It's like, so that library has that big glass window.
Yeah.
It's like to the left.
Okay.
Almost like because there's the that community center and then it's the high school, so it's like more on that side.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure you were excited to do that.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Where did your inspiration for that, because it's so big. So, I imagine you have to like start in a corner over here and then work your way through that. Where did your inspiration for such a large piece come from?
The inspiration, when I first, started looking at that wall, I was like, I want to do a mural here. The inspiration was really the high school students.
Okay.
Because I had met some high school students that had did an exhibit at the gallery. So when they did the exhibit, I was like, wow, these kids are talented, So it was something for me. And then hearing about, a lot of schools, they're trying to take art out of school, they're cutting the funding for art.
Right.
So it was something that I wanted to do. That's why I used the word too, art. So like I know the students walk by there after school, before school. It was just something for them, like to keep them inspired.
Nice.
To do that art, like in terms of like no matter if it's in school or not, it's still something you could do
Right.
on your own time. So I really did that for the youth.
Nice. Oh my goodness. And that's inspirational for people to hear that, you did something inspired by the young people and for them to keep them inspired. Living in a community where there's gentrification happening, people are getting moved in and out of their homes and not really feeling as if they are consistently inspired by the adults around them.
Exactly.
So I feel like that's very powerful. All right, we're going to take a brief break, and Mfalme
Yes, Mfalme.
Kenyatta is here with us, and we're talking about artwork and being an abstract artist. And so you guys, please don't go anywhere. Make sure you stay tuned to Boss Lady News. Thank you for staying tuned to Boss Lady News. And we are on set with Mfalme Kenyatta. That's such a powerful first.
So I can explain that.
Okay.
So
Where does that come from?
Mfalme is not actually my name. Mfalme is more like a title. Like
Okay.
Mfalme is Swahili for king. So my name Kenyatta is Swahili. So it's basically represents my brand.
Okay.
So that's what I sign on my paintings. That's what, because I make clothes as well.
So it's your name, it's you. Nice.
Yeah, it's my brand. So.
Okay. How can people get in touch with you? And what would you say to those young people out there that are being inspired by your artwork?
Well, I would say, because what I would like for them to take from it is just, like I said, is just be creative, be yourself, like express, because it's just an expression of your mind. So, and just like, if it's something that you're passionate about, like sometimes you're gonna have ups and downs, but just stick with it, you know, and just believe that it'll work.
Right.
Um,
And how can people get in touch with
oh,
you?
well, they can get in touch with me on Instagram, Mfalme Kenyatta 101. Also, you know, you can come by the gallery, the Eric Jenkins Center for the Arts, which is 157A Washington Street in Dorchester.